Okay. Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween. And just an audio check. Yes, we have volume. All right. Happy Halloween, folks. And let's turn on the camera. All right. There we go. Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween. And welcome to the live stream. It's October 31st. And let's say hello to the chat. Hey, Molecular Arts. Hi. Hey, fellow, fellow Australian. Molecular arts. I bet you know a bit about Tasmania, don't ya? Man, if you want a link, let me know. Oh, okay. You'll be back later. Please start without me. All right. And in case anyone is wondering, uh, yes, I am a pumpkin samurai. Yes, it's wood. See, YouTube, it's not a real sword. It's wood from my backyard. But yes, samurai pumpkin. Happy Halloween. And oh, hey, hello, Sci-Fi Nation. Hello and welcome. Spectacular stories. Yeah, well, I hope so. Port Arthur's pretty spooky. And hello, Snortopus Hubert. Thanks for being here. And Suzanne, hey, great to have you here. Good to see you. And of course, Lemon Pie. Man, you're here all the time. Thank you so much for being here. And excellent. Glad to be here. Oh, and of course, hey, Greek letters. Yes, all right. We have started. Um, yeah, let's welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. All right, Port Arthur. Um, Tonight, I'd like to talk. Some people maybe haven't heard about Port Arthur, and some people maybe have, but not for the penal colony ghost stories. They've heard about Port Arthur for another reason, a very tragic reason. Oh, hi, hello, Caroline. Hello and welcome. Yeah, we're talking about Port Arthur, and let me just see if I can pop that up right there. Okay, folks, there's Port Arthur right there. And you can do a spooky ghost tour, a candlelight, uh, a candlelight tour of Port Arthur. Now, what is Port Arthur? Port Arthur is located in Tasmania. It's about an hour and a half drive from Hobart, in very southern part of Australia. The Tasman Sea is there. Port Arthur was one of the original penal colonies. Um, stop. Your mic is no good. I can barely comprehend you. All right, let's resolve that. Let's see, settings, and let's boost. Holy crap! Uh, yeah, mic volume is at max. That is maxed out. Hopefully, that's a little better. Hey, welcome. Hi, thanks for being here. And hopefully, yeah, you did get a chance to see Port Arthur. Yeah, I think you did. Um, yeah, it's famous for a couple of different reasons. It was one of the first penal colonies in Australia, and it's located an hour's southeast of Hobart, Tasmania, and it was 1830, more or less 1820s to I believe 1877. The last convict was shipped out of Port Arthur, and it's also famous um, because in 1996, Australia's largest, and it was certainly wasn't great, largest uh, mass shooting took place, and like 35 people died in Port Arthur. So that's not what we're talking about now. Better, but still doing cut effects. Okay, let me see what I can do about that. Yeah, close a couple of things and see if we can get that better. It is Canadian internet as well. And hello, stores, Queen Emma. Hello and welcome. Thanks for being here. So Port Arthur does have a tragic history. Uh, 1996, 35 people were killed in a mass shooting. Uh, and there's a lot of stories about that. That's a tragic story as well. However, its history started as a timber station, a lumber station, and it a lot of prisoners did work there, and you tried to scare Alistair's Queen Emma. Well, you did scare us. You come in here saying boo. Well, that's going to do it, especially with an avatar like that. And so yeah, Port Arthur. Uh, it was a penal colony. It started as a lumber camp, and and they sent prisoners there for the free labor, of course. And it turned out they had to build a prison there, a penitentiary. And I was there in 2001, and I did a candlelight ghost tour of Port Arthur. And you can get a pass to. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its history, and it's set on a beautiful coastline. It's got caves nearby, and it's got. Oh, and you know what? It's got hello and welcome. Hey, Tony Starkred, hi. Oh, OB2 Wrath of Kenobi, good to have you here. And Alistair, it's good to have you here as well. Yeah, and I'll show you. You know what? I did the candlelight tour of Port Arthur, and it was spooky. There are stories there of because it wasn't only the convicts that were housed there; their families were housed there too, and sometimes repeat offenders from other penal colonies and prisons around Australia. Those guys were sent to Port Arthur because it was a hardcore place, and so their families went there with them, and of course they didn't. The families were uh, treated much better, of course, but the convicts had to do hard labor, and they often died young, and uh, they were subjected to extensive religious training, and they had to constantly go to church, and they had I saw they had separate sort of privacy booths. Uh, for people to attend church services so that you couldn't even socialize with each other. So it was very strict. And hey, Brett Cohen. Yes, sir. We are talking about Tasmania and Port Arthur in Tasmania. And I bet you know all about Port Arthur. And yeah, we were talking about the massacre that happened there in 1996 with the 35 people that died. But it's got beautiful lavender fields, and it's got a beautiful uh, uh, cliffside location, uh, sort of cliffs right there on the bay, and there's lots of caving around there. There's natural heights, spooky ghost tours, and you can see right here. It's yeah, right in the south east corner of Tasmania. Now the funny thing is, I did the ghost tour by candlelight, and I don't really believe in the supernatural too much, but there was a weird energy there for sure. And get this, okay? I don't have any pictures from Port Arthur. I know my travel streams, I always show you guys all the pictures I took. I don't have any. And it's not a digital, it's not that I didn't take any, they didn't turn out. There are none. So how spooky is that? And it wasn't a digital camera, folks. In 2001, I was still using a film camera. And it's not like I don't have pictures from Tasmania. Um, I do. For example, um, this is a picture of some diving I did in Tasmania. Okay, that's me taking the picture. That's my dive buddy, uh, who's also named was Steve, and we're in very heavy wetsuits. And the red thing in the center of the photo is a very rare sea creature. You can only see them in two places in the world. I believe South Africa, I believe, and this part of Tasmania. That is a weedy sea dragon, a weedy sea dragon. And that's the best picture I have of it. Look it up. The weedy sea dragon is incredible. Well, actually, shit, I'll show you a better. But yeah, Here's a weedy sea dragon right here. There we go. Stop. So my point is, pictures from Tasmania did turn out. There's a picture, an underwater picture even, you can see. Um, Hello, Jason Love, TARDIS Materialization, Star Grade. Hey, Jason Love, good to see you, buddy. And Canadian Spider-Man are indeed super rare aquatic creatures. Well, they are, yes. That is also true, Greek letters. Hey, PvP, good to see you. Brent Cohen, 14 millimeter wetsuits, pussies. Holy shit, Brett Cohen, how did you know? Yeah, 7 mil Farmer John wetsuit, and then a 7 layer, 7 mil over top of that with the hood and the gloves. And I still froze my ass off. The water was 14 degrees Celsius. So what's that? Like, I don't know, maybe 60? It was friggin' cold. After an hour, and at 25 meters down, it's cold. Anyway, so I will show you a weedy sea dragon because that wasn't a great picture. Um, Weedy sea dragon. There we go. Share that. Oh, no, that's not the right one. Uh, the other one, dumbass. Yeah, that's the one. Share this one. Okay. Um, Bingo. That's the one. There. That's a weedy sea dragon, folks. So that's what that thing looks like. And yeah, there we go. So my point is my pictures from Tasmania did turn out. And it's a film camera, so it's not like there was a digital camera malfunction. Here, got some, I'm not going to show you, don't worry, I'm not going to show you a picture album. See? That's Wineglass Bay. Yeah. So the point is, very weird, very suspicious that pictures from Port Arthur didn't turn out when all the others did. I will scan those in, and we'll do a show on Tasmania one of these days. Hey, Stark Iron, aren't you streaming right now, my friend? And hello, welcome. Jason Love says, yeah, just don't step on the stonefish. That is true. Stonefish will put you in a bad state. And it's temperate. Yeah, 14 degrees is friggin' cold, Brett going. Hello. Stark Tower Raid, says Tony. Hello, good to have you here. Halloween was fantastic. Daniel's Hot Topic. I am, right now, I am a pumpkin samurai. Yes, a pumpkin samurai. Hopefully the volume is better. Hopefully you can hear me now. Hey, thanks. Hello, hey, Agent DBK. Good to see you. Yeah, we're just talking about Port Arthur in Tasmania and how spooky it is. Now, let's get into the ghost stories about Port Arthur because the convicts that were there had their families also there on location. A lot of the ghost stories now involve children's voices and hearing of children's footsteps running up and down stairs in especially the what was there? There was a psychiatric facility there, a hospital as part of the prison at Port Arthur, and children ghost stories, lots and lots of reports of children skipping rope and children's laughter, and also there's in some of the buildings there's repeated reports and photos, supposed photos of children's faces staring out of the windows on site on Port Arthur, and that has chills running up my spine. I'll tell you that right now. PvP says they don't have a pumpkin emote. No, weird. Yeah, they do. It's there. It's a jack o' lantern emote. Yeah, no, they are. What kind of Mickey Mouse jerks are these guys? No, it's there. And hello, Agent DBK. Good to see you. Ghost stories, yes, of Port Arthur. Port Arthur is in Tasmania. Started by it says, well, guys, I'm going to alert because of conflict of interest of one of fans hating me. Oh, well, no, we don't want that. Canadian Spider-Man comes to a month or two. You're more than welcome. Brett Cohen, I've spent a month in Tasmania in Launceston, and I would love to go back. Your northern shore, I remember walking out in low tide and picking oysters right off the rocks, and that was incredible. And you've got caves. Yep. I had to go, but I am back. I'm glad you're here, Sci-Fi. Halloween is over for this year, Dan. That's hot topic. Well, no, it's still an hour and 15 minutes here, buddy. It was way too fast, Tony. Jason Love, lots of jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah, there you go. And DBK, why the hell aren't you on Let's get some more. Let's get some more moderators in there because you should definitely be moderator. Uh, so that's one of the big, uh, most common reported uh, ghost stories in Port Arthur is the children's voices and the disembodied uh, uh, images of children floating around there and the faces like faces in the window, in the windows. Now the other ghost story that's really predominant, and there you go, Agent DBK just made you a moderator, no obligation there too. And since I recognize also a couple of other people here, can I make them a moderator? Anyone I recognize automatically gets moderator status, especially if they're friends of Tony's. So the other, Sci-Fi Nation says, I have a ghost that followed me for 32 years since I was a kid. Picked it up from an early 18th century house my auntie lived in. Wow, that is pretty spectacular, Sci-Fi Nation, I guess. Just one. 42. Oh, wow. Okay. 42 years. Damn. Yeah, good to have you. Mussels, pippies, oysters, it's all good. Yeah, the pippies are, I don't even know if we have those here in Canada, but no, it was delicious. And actually, I was showing you, this is one of the other things that that Tasmania has all over the place. I can get it out without reckoning. No, I guess that should be good. But the other famous ghost story is the Blue Lady. The Blue Lady. And a lot of tourists and a lot of people have been, and workers at the site, because there are custodians at Port Arthur. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And the Blue Lady is the wife of a Port Arthur accountant who died giving birth, and she lost the child and died herself. And legend has it that she returns to Port Arthur frequently looking for the unborn child. And many people have reported it, and there have been images apparently captured. So one of the things, this is ooh, this is from Eagle Hawk Neck. So this wow, get a little more professional, Steve. Okay, this is from Eagle Hawk Neck, and I have these were as the tide went out, and I have no idea what these guys are. They were very rubbery, and that's Eagle Hawk Neck, which is just around the corner. That's where I was diving, which is right around the corner from Port Arthur. Um, and yeah, about an hour or so, an hour and a half from Hobart. And yeah, seafood in Tasmania is fantastic. But and the scenery too. I guess I might as well. Shit, I will show you this one because that is pretty spectacular. Yeah, here we go. That's a Wineglass Bay, beach at Wineglass Bay in Tasmania, and it's called Wineglass Bay because there used to be a whaling station there, and it would fill the bay with the blood from the whales when they got them, and yeah, so it looked like a glass of red wine essentially. So that's no good. And here it is. You can climb a mountain, and you can see it from above. And so there it is right there. Wine Glass Bay. So that is gorgeous. Oh, and there's also caves. Uh, the Hastings Caves are nearby. And that's pretty amazing. Oh, and Bogue's Brewery. If you get a chance to go, I recommend Bogue's Draft. Oh, and of course, Cadbury Chocolate Factory. That's myself, a very younger myself. That's pretty blurry. And the tour guide in white. It was me and a whole bunch of school children. So yeah, my photos from Tasmania, I've got lots, but none from Port Arthur. So this is an unusual travel stream because I don't have. I normally show you guys pictures from where I've been, and we go through them. But Port Arthur, I don't know, was supernatural maybe. Why do my other pictures show up? Okay, there you are. I got you. Uh, I got you, Alice. There's Queen Emma. Where'd you go? There you go. I will make you a moderator as well. No obligation there. Just we want to see how many moderators YouTube will let us make. Okay. There you go. And Obi-Wan as well. Let's add you. Bingo. Hey, there's all right. We're up to like 70 now, I think. Cool. Um, yeah. So the Blue Lady. I mean, that's a pretty scary story. You know, the accountant's wife died in childbirth, which back in 1860s, that was a big thing. That happened. And yep. Hi, Jason. Yes, do not step on the stonefish. So Port Arthur is an amazing place, and I recommend going to it. Now, Tasmania is off the top of my head an hour and a half, 2 hours flight to Launceston, which is in the middle of Tasmania, from Melbourne in Victoria, in Australia. So it's a pretty easy. Konnichiwa. So it's a pretty easy flight, and then you could. I rented a car, a hire car as they call it, and I drove all around Tasmania. Got to drive on the left hand side of the road. I actually hit a kangaroo, a baby kangaroo. But I was only going walking speed because I saw it coming. I knew he was going to run out in front of me. His mother went one way and he jumped out in front of my car and I tagged him with the bumper and then I got out and swore at him as he ran off. But anyway, yeah, so Tasmania is easy to drive around. The walls of Jerusalem in the middle are fantastic. It's a great hike. Down near Hobart, there is Eagle Hawk Neck for your diving. One of the only places in the world to see the weedy sea dragon, which I showed you. And the Hastings Caves are there, and as well, just spectacular scenery all along. And there's hikes along the coastline there. So, and even just taking kayaks and canoes out on the water. You don't have to go in the water, folks. You can stay on top of it. I recommend going under, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for being here, everybody. Yeah, this is an unusual stream because normally I'm showing you pictures and we're discussing what we see in the pictures. But I don't know. Did the ghosts of Port Arthur just not want me to come back with pictures? I don't know. And no, good jerky don't make itself. Ass jerky don't make itself. No, it does not. Why are we talking about ass jerky? Is that bacon? Ooh, pan-fried river cat from the Wabash River, Spidey. No, I've never had river catfish. No, I'd eat it though. You're darn right I would. Oh, good. Good to have you. Well, it's the first of the month, and I gotta rush to pay to the bank to pay the loan. Might catch up later. Hey, good to see you, Greek letters. Good luck with that. And Brett Cohen says, "My ex of you call a fat white bitch. That still works here. Love, Liz." Okay, someone's been into the whiskey, I think, and the amount flow the blood out to the sea. Yeah, exactly. The Wine Glass Bay. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if you've ever seen Wine Glass Bay, Brett. I'm assuming you have. I know you've been all over Tasmania. PvP says must have to pay for the pumpkin. Searched every emote. No pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns. It's beside the Christmas tree, if memory serves. PvP. It's right down there beside the Christmas tree. I'm sure it is, man. Beside the fireworks. See any Tassies, Spidey? Yes, actually, Sci-Fi Nation. Tasmanian devils are like roadkill. Like Skunks are in North America. Tasmanian devils, I saw lots of them. I saw them in the zoo, of course, but I did see them on the roadside as roadkill. Hey, Carla Burton. Hey, good to see you. Excellent to see you. I meant to give you a tip. If you're still in Melbourne, Carla, because I was just looking through my photos, and go up to the Sofitel Hotel is right in downtown Melbourne, right? And if you go up to the Sofitel Hotel and you go up to the 45th floor, out of memory, going back 20 years, I'm going to say 45th floor, there's a cafe there. And you go to the cafe, little restaurant, and the creme brulee was like freaking $10 20 years ago, so it's expensive. But it was worth it because you go to the washrooms there, and I didn't go into the women's one, but the men's one has floor to ceiling glass that gives you a view all over Melbourne. That's on the 45th floor, just going from memory, of the Sofitel Hotel. So you have an incredible view all over Melbourne. Floor, I mean, what a great thing. It's the best washroom I've ever been in my life. And I've been to Caesar's Palace in Vegas. They're like incredible. Creme brulee, $10. I don't know how much it is. If you go, Carla, tell me how much the creme brulee is now. Okay, moving on. I was just in Australia yesterday. Ah, Carla, so you're not there anymore. Okay. Stark Varn says, thank you for tuning into my Halloween party and wrenching Spidey. Hey, man, you're welcome. I tried to stick around for hours anyway. At least had you on as much as possible. And I know the YouTube is a big place, and if you're still streaming, Tony, we can share. Uh, we'll share. Got a great audience here. And sci-fi would love to visit Down Under someday. Man, I've been there 5 times, I think. Um, yeah, and love it. I love Australia, 100%. Me too, says Daniel's Hot Topics. Well, I highly recommend it. And so many people go to Australia and they just go to Sydney or they just go to Cairns and the Great Barrier Reef. And Brett Cohen, you'll probably back me up on this, and that a lot of people don't go to Tasmania, and maybe that's the way the Tasmanian people like it. But yeah, go to Tasmania and ask to see a map of Tassie. That's all I can say. Quiet here tonight. Not heard one firework. Really, PvP. Oh, we had fireworks earlier. I lit some off at my friend's house, and we have a couple of designated streets here because we're a rural area. The kids would it take them forever to get candy if they went everywhere. So we have a few spots where they're congregated and concentrated, and so they do well around here. But yeah, I don't know. There's a couple hundred kids roaming around this little area. A friend of mine in New Brunswick in Chatham, shout out to Nick Petrie. He had 500 kids show up to his door, according to his posts. That's unbelievable. I think the most we ever had growing up in Fredericton was like 200, but still, hey man, if you're giving out free candy, that's a lot. Oh, okay. And Sci-Fi Nation says AC/DC, Men at Work, two awesome bands from Aussie. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And yeah, great. Thanks for being here, Carla and Snorty. Jason Love. So let's go take a look at. Do you want to see? Let's go see them exactly where it is on the map. And Sci-Fi says, why is absinthe illegal in the States? It only gets a person drunk, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? Red Bull was illegal in Canada for the taurine and its effect on your heart. So go figure that one out. Carla Burton says, I was in Melbourne less than 2 days, but we'll check it out. My husband would eat creme brulee. Yeah, and he can go to the men's room, and as you saw, floor to ceiling glass, incredible view, and yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, PvP says found it next to the tree. Thanks, buddy. Weird, it didn't show up when I did an emergency because it's probably listed under jack o' lantern as opposed to pumpkin. That's my guess. YouTube is big enough for everybody. You're damn right. I reckon that's why the Melbourne Eye is shut down. Too many tall buildings you can get better views from. Oh, absolutely right. And if you wanted to be cheeky, you wouldn't have to even buy food at that restaurant. You could just go into the washroom and decide, sit down, look at the menu, and then leave. If you could do it for free. Where else I've gone to other places and seen things for free. It'll come to me. But I know little places like this, and that's going back to 2001 that I saw that, and I remember that. So pretty good memory up here for someone that partakes in the old. Carla Breen says, I love Melbourne because of the free trams, yes, through the city. Yep, I managed to catch trains and buses to the airport for $5.30. Yes. The problem is driving. I drove in downtown Melbourne, and because the trams go right up the middle of the roads, you're driving on the right-hand side. It used to be an issue. People turning left would nose their car in too far, and the trams would hit them. So now, if you want to turn left or turn right, depending on which side, which way you're going, uh, you need to pull over in the far lane, kind of like some places in Mexico, actually, in the far left lane, and let the people going straight get past you, and then you turn, so as not to get your nose of your car taken off by the trams. It's very Melbourne was the weirdest city to drive in all of Australia. I tell you that. You need a month, absolutely PvP, and once you're there, like I've ripped up plane tickets in Dougie's Backpackers up in Port Douglas, not Port Arthur, Port Douglas, opposite end of the East Coast, way up north, where the Great Barrier Reef is. Shout out to Steve, who's celebrating 26 years at Port Douglas, Dougie's Backpackers. Best hostel on earth, in my opinion. And yeah, I ended up ripping. I didn't want to leave, and I had a plane ticket back home, and I just ripped it up. No, I'm not leaving, and I stayed another month. I spent months there at that hostel. I was all up probably 2.5, 3 years in Australia, I'd say, buddy. The Divinals, I've never heard of them. PvP, the best ever Australian band. We had about 3 kids just in 5 blocks for the pre-trick or treat. Oh, okay. Well, that's better than a kick in the pants, I guess. Excellent. Thanks, PvP. Check out the Divinals. Great video. Aussie's 80s band. I like Aussies and I like 80s, so perfect. Those trams sound old school streetcars here in the States. They are kind of. Well, I mean, the concept is old school, but they're pretty classy. They're pretty nice. Oh, but you know what the problem with the tram is? In I was in Southern Australia in Adelaide, and Adelaide was 45 degrees Celsius, and the friggin' train tracks heated up and bent, and we got stranded for an hour. Had to go on a bus. Almost missed my plane. A book turn is nothing, says Brett Cohen. Ah, that's what they call it, a book turn. Ah, it is if you're a Canadian driving on the other side of the road, buddy, as a backpacker with a propane tank, a broken driver's seat. So I had I swear to God, it was a backpacker car. So it had all the tent equipment. I bought it for like $200 at a hostel, at Dougie's Hospital, actually. And and we had a gas can and a propane tank propping up propping up the back seat. It was crazy. The baby kangaroo, the only time Spidey sent me a super chat of $10, guess what he ran over? Yeah, that's true. You guessed it. Yeah, I said, anyone guess it? $10. And yeah. Hey, if I was working more, I'd send you more, Tony. You know that. I haven't worked a lot. I think I've worked 7 weeks this year. Good thing I got a deer, I'll tell you that. Other than that, I'd be just eating stuff out of the garden. You ripped up your plane ticket? Okay, Spidey, what was her name? No, no, no. Her name was Port Douglas and Dougie's Backpackers. Yeah, exactly, PvP. No, there was no girls involved there. I assure you. CSM is spring, Newland asparagus, grass mushies. Just get the goods in. Oh, I'd love to, Brett. Absolutely. Oh, you X'd you? You X'd me? Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, because you were just there. So let's do that. And I'm going to pull up a map here, and I'm going to show you just exactly where Port Arthur is. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the ghost stories around Yeah, okay, there it is right there. Got it. So let's close that. All right, let's go. Oh, okay. Cheers, sci-fi. Let's go right into. And there it is. Okay, got it. So here is Port Arthur, Tasmania. I'm just gonna. So just so we know exactly what we're talking about, folks. There's Australia, right? And we're gonna home in. Australia is quite large. It's probably two-thirds the size of Canada. It took me. I know it takes like 3 or 4 days to drive across it at least. Like four. Well, you can't drive at night. That's no. It takes longer than that. That's right, because you cannot drive at night. You can drive at night here in Canada. You might hit a deer. It's not likely. Unusual. Really unlucky if you do. But in Australia, if you drive at night, especially in the West Coast, you're going to hit a kangaroo. You're going to hit one. So yeah, you just can't drive at night. In my experience, through the countryside, like from city to city, so it takes longer. But yeah, so here's Tasmania. So as you can see, from Melbourne to Hobart or Launceston. Oh, Launceston is up quite more in the north than I remembered. Okay. So yeah, I hired a car in Launceston, drove down to Hobart, and I remember it only being like an hour and a bit from Melbourne to Launceston. It couldn't even, might have even been less than an hour. And the drive is from Launceston to Hobart is about an hour and a half. No, sorry, 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours, and then from Hobart to Port Arthur is an hour. That's right. So, and here's Eagle Hawk Neck, where the diving takes place, and Fortescue Bay here is amazing, and Port Arthur right here. So that's what we're looking at, folks. And off of the Port Arthur historical site, off of there, off out in the bay here, they had could be. I bet you it's that island right there. It's a graveyard. That's where they buried everybody. And it was, I believe, it was called Ghost Island, something like that. And so yeah, they had the what? Whoa! All right. Well, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Hmm. Let's. Not sure what happened there. Sorry about that. We're just gonna. We got there. Weird. Okay, so yeah, they had a graveyard on an island, which was a short boat ride. Actually, as a tourist, you can do that. You can go on a short little boat ride into the bay, just off of the Port Arthur Penal colony, and you can go and visit it. And the graveyard from all these, a lot of these convicts, and even some of of course, the guard staff that were there as well, and just a lot of people that yeah, a lot of people that had short lives, really short lives. So I'm not surprised that they died young. I mean, that's yeah, yeah, that was weird. And I'm just looking for someone else who joined us. Thank you for being here, Carla Burton. Hi, Carla.
Hello. Hi. Happy Halloween to you.
Oh,
It's the
I
first time I've
can't
been here.
hear you.
Oh, can't you? Oh, leave
Can you hear me?
and come back. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. So
Okay,
I'll
you
leave.
good. Okay,
I'll
good.
leave.
Sometimes this happens. the fun of live streaming. And ooh, who did I see just pop in? Hello and welcome to I saw you. I saw you there. Where'd you go? I'm gonna go find you. No, we just had I could have sworn we just had guests come in and I can't see you. Parrot Head. Yeah, there you are right there, Parrot Head. Yeah. Hi, good to see you. Um, so yeah, a lot of the people there. Um, Stark Divine says you provide cultural information from across the world, and you are a valued YouTuber with a content as a result. Hey, thanks for saying that, Stark Divine. Beats blabbing about the weather and not much else right now. Hey, thanks, Tony. That man, sincerely, thank you for saying that.
Can you hear me now?
I can't
You
hear
still
you.
can't hear me? Okay, okay.
I
Just wait.
I wonder if it's me. Would my Bluetooth
Can
be the
can
same
you
as
can
you?
your chat hear me?
That'd be weird. Thanks for saying that, Tony. Brett Cohen says it's 5 p.m. Tassie
Oh,
time.
you're sweet. Right?
Mine was up
That's
at
sweet of an
midnight for
Aussie to
work.
say.
When you hit
Okay,
Motsukure,
you can't hear me either.
near pure wilderness.
Okay.
Not sure what. Yeah, it could be interference with your Bluetooth earphones, Carl. I've had that happen before. But what do I know? I'm just a pumpkin samurai. See? It's wooden. I made it myself. Yeah, pumpkin samurai. See? Oh, yeah. Samurai shirt underneath as well. So, yeah, there were two of me. That was weird, PB. I don't know what the hell happened there. Something fishy going on with this stream. And can you see me? Yes.
Can you
I'm
hear
not
me
now.
without the
Very good.
mic? Can you hear me without the headphones?
Huh.
No,
I
you can't,
wonder
can
what's
you?
going on here.
Hmm.
Let me. Oops, no, that's not it. That's
And
not
no one
it.
can hear me. Okay. I'm gonna restart my iPad. I'm gonna restart iPad. Oops. Done.
All right. Fun times, folks. Let's just make sure you can hear me. Oh, no, I'm not sure. Oh, geez. What's going on here, eh?
Now I can't hear you. Can people hear me? Can people hear me now? I need to find out. You can hear me, and we can't hear you. Oh no. You've had this like couple of times now. Sorry guys. I feel like I broke the system. You can hear my awesome Kiwi accent. Oh, that's Tanya!
Can you hear me?
And no, I can't hear any of you. Sorry. Can you play a video or something in that place? Oh yeah. Can you do this? So we can hear your video, but we can't hear you. Well, I don't know if that sounds. Dude, what are we gonna do? The Duck of Death is. Yeah, the video's fine. We heard the sound from your video. We just need you to. His sound? No. Yeah. Something about your mic, dude. That. Don't invite Carla to your stream next time. And you can't. You can't restart it. Otherwise, StreamYard goes. Just. What about your mic? Okay. Okay. You're gonna change it out. Oh, it's totally gone now. It's the Carla show. So I went to Melbourne for 2 days, and we had. Oh well, I'm all by myself now. Oh, welcome to the Carla show. And I can't even show you. Yeah, this is true. You do only take the good big Cohen. Like yesterday, we were in this in the airport lounge, and they had it said pavlova with like ice cream and something, and they were not pavlovas. It was not pavlova. I don't think. No, we can't hear you. No, sorry. I am so sorry, and I totally did this by you inviting me. It's a scary Halloween. Oh. Can you turn it on and turn it off again? You might have to restart your computer. We'll just go and then we'll come back. Okay? Because there's no point in it being one way. I am happy to talk the whole time. But it is your stream. Just joking about that. Anyway, so a pavlova is egg white whipped with sugar, and you bake it, and it's really soft, and it's almost like marshmallow, because I have made marshmallow as well as I've made a pavlova, and it's basically the same ingredients. It's egg white, sugar, and but the marshmallow has gelatin in it. So yeah, I think that's about the only difference. Anyway, these people try to put like pavlova. Wasn't it? It was just like a meringue, which is like hard. It's harder. It's no, we can't hear you. Do you need to update something? It says StreamYard. Oh. So anyway, it was not a pavlova that I got. It was a hard meringue that was like probably a macaron or harder, something like that. I don't know. Do Americans? Oh, I can read the chat. Do Americans have well, you have marshmallows. Do you have meringues? Do you know what a meringue is? If you saw one in Americans? I'll have to read it. His sound is no. I don't think it. We could hear his video sound, but we couldn't hear him talking. And like every time it's something to do with his mic. We don't know what it is, but when we find out, we have to write it down. It's one of those things. Or have you got another microphone, Spidey? A PAV is New Zealand. It's not Australian. Keep that. Brett going, you are going straight to the pool room. And nobody knows that quote. That is going straight to the pool room. If you ever get a chance to watch a movie called The Castle, it's an Australian movie, and it's just so great. It's awesome. There are two things that we always say in our household from that movie. From, I don't know, is it 30 years old now? That movie. The Castle, yeah, is a real classic Australian movie, and one of the things is this dad gets a present, and actually if you look up on YouTube, that is going straight to the pool room. You'll see what I am poorly trying to get across. But basically, he gets a gift from someone, and he goes, "That is going straight to the pool room." And then the kid who's like narrating the story tells us how all his best gifts that he's ever got have gone straight to the pool room. And do you know what pool is? That was occurring to me. It's not a room with a pool in it. It's like pool is like billiards or snooker, or anyway, we call it pool. Like, you have pool rooms in America, I think. I've seen movies. Yeah, anyway, and what's another one? Oh, he was, they're looking through basically a Craigslist type thing, and the father goes, "Oh," and the kid says something like, "Oh, this guy's selling a boat for I don't know, $1,000 or something," and he goes, "Tell him he's dreaming. Offer him this." And so whenever we do something, whenever somebody asks the price for something, my husband always says, "Tell him he's dreaming." And you could probably find that on YouTube as well. But we love The Castle so much. And what's perfect is they live by an airport, which is why the movie's made in the first place. Houseos. I don't know what Houseos is. But they do. Oh, I can hear you! Oh, no, I can't hear! I can't hear! We heard you for 1 second saying check, and then you went.
Check.
I hear you now.
Okay.
Yay.
Halloween spooktacular crap, Carla.
I don't think your microphone's working. I think it's off your laptop or whatever. Because you are not sounding close.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
check.
go like this. Talk all the time like this and see if it changes. I don't think it's through your mic.
All right. Oh, no.
I'm trying to convert people to the movie The Castle.
Ooh.
You've seen The Castle, right?
Yes. Love it. Yes, I have.
That is going straight to the pool room.
Yep. I love The Castle.
And tell him he's dreaming.
And tell him he's... Exactly. There, Kate. Am I okay now?
You're really quiet, dude. I really feel like your laptop is... You're not... It's not your mic you're holding that's working. Can you move closer to your laptop and see if we can hear you better? Just as an experiment.
Yeah.
Oh, no, your mic was working. Your mic is just really quiet.
Well, it's been through a lot of weather around the bonfire streams. And the bonfires, for Canadian Spider-Man, streaming takes a heavy toll on the equipment, let me tell you.
Yeah.
The bonfire, the weather. So yeah, probably time to invest in a new microphone. Carla, but thank you for being here. Welcome.
Sorry. Thank you.
And
sorry, I screwed up your system by appearing.
That was funny. And I would like to show off while I have it, while it is Halloween.
Oh, is it the Lego or not?
No, it is the action figures themselves.
Oh, wow. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
That must be. When did you get that?
A couple years ago, actually.
Oh.
A couple of years ago.
Was it an anniversary?
Nope.
That they sold
It's just
it?
it's Ghostbusters. It's always available online.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yep.
know that.
Yeah. No,
So
it's
you got
fantastic.
the 4 Ghostbusters.
The Hero Collection. Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, speaking of Halloween, how was your Halloween?
Oh, I didn't. I was flying.
Okay.
I think yesterday. Yeah, I know. Basically, we went Wednesday, came home. No, it's not called the Last Castle. It's just called the Castle.
Yes. Yes. Hilarious.
Yeah, no, I was flying. Yeah, we flew on the day before and we came back the next day. So we weren't there long. My husband had to do a sim. I know, but
It's
basically
maxed.
So we went there and came home. And I sat on a lot of trams because I love trams.
Yes. Yep. That's
Because I love trams.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of House O's.
Good to see you here. Yeah, I know the duck goose. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thanks for being here, everybody. Tired and pizza needs to be cooked. Good night, says PvP. That's what I was looking for.
Good
Okay.
night.
Good night. Good night, PvP.
Sleep
Thanks
well.
for being here.
So do you know what a meringue? Do you guys know what meringues and pavlovas are? Like, do you think like Canadians or Americans would know what a meringue is?
Oh yeah, my mother used to make meringue cookies all the time. Like meringue drops, and
Oh yeah. So basically, it's just egg white and sugar, right?
That's right. But meringue on a lemon pie, high lemon pie, is soft. Whereas the meringue cookies my mother would bake, well, it's like baked. It's like baked meringue. Yeah, so fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Because the pavlova is obviously, softer because it's got the filling that's soft and not hard.
Yeah,
and
creamy. Yeah.
And I was at I was in a lounge in the airport, and they said a pavlova with ice cream, and my husband's like, it's not what you think it is. I'm like, oh yeah. And it wasn't what I thought. It was meringue. They ripped me off. Well, I don't pay for it, but rude.
Yeah. No kidding.
Mm.
No, the hands take a beating around here with just firewood and construction. They really do. Fingernails.
Yeah.
Yeah, the OG 4 Ghostbusters. You're right. It's and I have 2 sets, Carla. I ordered a second one just for display. I have one that I play with out in the.
Good job! Awesome. You have to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I go around the house, busting ghosts all the time.
Did you have a nice Halloween? What did you do?
I did. I went to a neighbor's friend's place, and we all shot off fireworks and had a bonfire. And the kids were jacked up on candy, and kept trying to steal my pumpkin costume and my samurai sword.
Oh, is that real sword or is it wooden?
Oh no, it's I carved it from a tree branch in my backyard.
Okay, so it is wooden. Okay, cute.
It's like literally carved like an hour.
That
ago.
Is awesome.
A couple hours ago, yeah.
Good job.
The samurai handle.
Yeah.
Shout out to my friend Nikki, who didn't want this attached to her gear shifter in her car, and so I said, well, I'll take it, and then I made a sword out of it.
It was a gear stick. You should have made it into a gear stick.
I put it on my Pontiac Vibe, and it kept hitting the dash because it's too damn big.
That is great.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there we go.
I love it. I've seen Top Gear, and you should see the things they sometimes make a gear stick out of.
Oh yeah, I bet. I've seen some of their wacky cars.
They are crazy.
Okay, Stark of Iron says, happy Halloween again. Spidey, gonna go cook some mac and cheese and wind down from a hell of a show. I highly recommend you guys see this one. It was spooky.
Oh.
Okay, thanks. Lemon meringue pie is an American favorite. Yes, it is.
Oh,
so, you know what? I'm gonna do something crazy. But anyone that wants to join us and tell ghost stories, how about we do that?
Because go. Have you got some? We will listen.
Jacked on candy, 420. Stay cool, kids. Hey, Hey, buddy. Hey, I'm way ahead of you, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. And I'll.
Or you can just like text X me or something, and I can send it to people.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
We could. Oh shit. There we go. And look, who we have joining us. Sci-Fi Nation. Hi, Sci-Fi.
hello,
Hey, Spidey. Hey, Carla. How you doing?
Hey.
hello,
Good
good
to have
thing.
you here.
Hello. Hey, I just want to say one thing. The first time you came up, Carla, we heard you just fine over there in the
Oh.
chat.
Oh,
It was
Yeah.
what I suspected. It was my Bluetooth earphones.
oh no!
So I plugged in. It's StreamYard. Because it doesn't. When I go on Manorama with Rancor Steve, it doesn't happen over on Rumble Studios, but here in StreamYard, I've heard someone else told me that it interferes with their Bluetooth, and those are high quality ones. So I don't know.
Wow.
If I bought the cheap ones, they probably wouldn't interfere.
You know, I think the problem is the platform, not the hardware.
That's what I was wondering as well. Maybe.
Because we
Sounds
heard because we heard Carla just fine when she came on. So,
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You.
And
I
then-
don't even need a microphone.
and then I don't know what happened, but she left and came back, and then you left, and then you were Fox Bud.
Yeah. And there was
So-
two of me. I don't know what.
Yeah, then there was two of you. So
Molecular Arts, and I believe Molecular Arts might be in Tasmania as we speak.
Ah.
So
Is
did
it
you
Brett
hear?
Cohen
Did
Oh,
you hear
sorry.
about the 7 white ghosts that fell in the mud puddle?
there? No.
what happened to him?
No, nothing. It's just a dirty joke.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind that sort of dirty joke.
Because yeah. See, that's how do you like that, douchebag, Kylo?
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of the dirty jokes we tell our kids. Hey, you want to hear a dirty joke? Kid
Yes.
fell in a mud puddle. So yeah.
There is dirty. Molecular Arts. If you want to come up and talk about Tasmania and Port Arthur, I'll throw the link in the chat again, because you're more than welcome to come on up here and join us and talk about Tasmania or Port Arthur or ghost stories.
Oh, absolutely. Canadian Spider-Man has hardware. How do you think he does it live streams from all over the world?
Absolutely. Greetings from Hobart, Tasmania. Well, all right. If you're really, all right. If you're really from Tasmania, if you're really from Hobart,
Hey, we got
Then
dishwashers
you-
called Hobarts.
then you know what this building is. Yes, they're a good brand. I do appliance repair as a sideline business, and they are a good brand.
Oh, freaking right there.
What
And
is?
they make kitchen equipment too.
Yeah,
industrial.
they're called Hobart kitchen. They're for like restaurant kitchens.
You're
Yeah.
a chef, aren't you? You've worked as a chef.
No,
you know
I've
that.
never been trained as a chef. The highest I got was the top spot as a line cook. So.
Okay, so you were in kitchens because Hobart is a famous name brand.
Oh,
for
absolutely,
mixers,
yes.
The
Yeah.
kitchen mixers.
Yep, the
giant-
mixers, the dishwashers, the everything.
I lift
Yep.
They have one version that stands about that high, and I didn't know it weighed 400 pounds.
Oh, the 5 foot tall one.
Yeah,
yeah.
I went, I moved it. I thought it was
That thing weighs like 2 tons, don't it? But
500 pounds. We Googled it. I moved it, but yeah, I thought it was
oh, okay,
200.
so half a ton, yeah,
I can move
but, or
200,
a quarter,
but I can't
whatever.
move
But yeah,
500.
no, that thing, yeah, they weigh like
Cast
literally
iron.
a ton. Yeah, they ain't nothing to be joked about.
Yeah, no kidding.
They're
But yeah,
hardcore.
Absolutely. If you want to come on up, you're more than welcome. And he's a bread stacker. Yeah. So
No, I never worked at Subway. Okay, so
yeah, let's see if Molecular Arts or Brett Cohen recognizes this famous brewery. It is a brewery in
Ooh.
Hobart, Tasmania. I just gave it away.
Why
Well,
are breweries really tall?
I don't know.
you know, we got one right down the road. It used to be an old railway station here in town.
Mm-hmm.
It's only one story.
And
It's called like what they consider a microbrewery, I guess you would call it.
Oh well, yeah. Then that's not like I mean, all the breweries I've seen have been really tall.
Oh yeah. Yep, they got all them
Yeah.
tall, yeah,
let's
But why?
steins and all the
Oh,
good
that's
stuff
weird.
in them.
No, that is
Yeah,
weird.
that's wow. Hey, how you doing?
No, hey, hi. I'm just that's not right.
Very
There we
close.
go. See, I'm still
Yeah.
learning stuff all the time on
Yeah, they got
As
so
you
many
Totally.
options now on
We've been
this.
doing
But
this for frig. How long have we been streaming now? 4 years, I think.
yeah, but they keep
Really?
changing it, bud. So yeah, I'm still learning all the new features.
Yeah, I coming up on 4 years. Maybe not quite.
Wow.
Yes, right there you go. Molecular Arts, I think it's going to join us from Hobart, Tasmania. That is so
Oh,
cool. I
cool.
did not know you were going to be in the
Very,
chat tonight.
very cool. I don't know anything about that country, so
Well, Tasmania was fascinating, and it kind of Hobart actually reminds me of Victoria on Vancouver Island.
Okay.
Both right on the ocean, cold-ish, and both have great fisherman's wharf regions where you can go and get fish and chips or fish and chops, I guess. For
Fish and chips.
like fresh caught
Hey,
fish
you
and
don't
chips.
say, you
Yeah.
don't say
Fish and
it.
chips.
You don't
Fish and
say it like a
chips.
New Zealander.
Fish and-
You've been
you
practicing.
did say it, not fish and chips.
New
Like
Zedland.
That's
Excuse
Australian,
me, New Zedland.
Yeah,
New
it's
Zedlander.
Yeah.
Fish and chips. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is just a fascinating place, and I really enjoyed Tasmania because although I was a little, to be honest, I was disappointed that Hobart was similar to Victoria because I lived in Victoria and I wanted to see amazingly different places.
Right.
But
Victoria's in BC, right?
it is, yeah, it's actually the capital of British Columbia. As
Yeah,
a matter of
okay.
fact. Not
See,
Oh,
I
I
might be
didn't
from
know
the
that.
States, but I know a little
Not Vancouver.
something.
Mm.
And this is just a fascinating place here. I love the scenery around Port Arthur.
What
Famous
sparks
to
my
s-
interest? Things to do that are off the beaten path.
Mm-hmm. There, okay. You can do a candlelight ghost tour of the
Wow,
Which I
that's
did.
cool.
and it was. And I don't get scared. I don't believe in ghosts, but I was freaked
Yeah.
out on that. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
here-
do.
Is it a
I
horror?
got.
That's a
I
horror.
do. I do. But that's another story for
Yeah,
another
so
time.
this is the website. This is the official website.
Port
from
Arthur,
the
there
Tasmanian
we go.
government. Yeah, this is
So I've
Tasmanian
missed the
government.
story about your photos. What happened to your photos of
That's a damn good question, isn't it?
Okay, it is.
We
Well, I
Hey,
heard you-
yes, it is. She asked a question there.
hello
But
PvP.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hey,
Because
PvP.
obviously I do have photos from
Yeah.
Tasmania. Oh, here's some caves. There's also caves. See,
Oh,
Caves.
cool.
well,
Yeah,
there.
caves
Yeah,
are awesome.
okay. So you're inside the cave. Oh, dude, you know what that looks like? That looks like the inside of that one part of the GTA 5 map where you go inside the cave and you got the opening right there. That's
how you
exactly
doing?
what that looks like.
How you doing, PvP? Well, thanks for being here.
Not bad. I'm very shocked. I haven't heard a single firework go off all night tonight.
That is weird.
Oh,
And
wait.
it's almost midnight here, and I'm thinking, what is going on in my
What?
city?
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
curious. Y'all
Welcome,
got fireworks on
Molecular Arts.
Halloween, do you?
Well, it's very controlled here in the city of Kelowna. The bylaws have clamped down a lot on. I mean, the weird thing is, I remember a year ago, last October, I saw all kinds of families going into. Sometimes they'll open up a temporary fireworks store for like a month or two, right? Towards
Right.
Halloween.
Like in
And I
Mexico.
remember at a mall not too many blocks from me, they did that last year, and they were open probably for 6 weeks or whatever the hell it was. And I saw families walking in and out of there, armloads of fireworks, and so it's weird. It seems to be controlled, but I guess as long as you set it off maybe on your own property and you don't get crazy with it, it's
That's
allowed.
weird because we only do that at one time a year here in the States. It's like Halloween now. There ain't no fireworks on Halloween.
No, that's common in Canada. So
Well,
this
the thing is-
Remarkable Cave. This is called
What's
Remarkable
weird though
Cave.
is usually the city would have a big fireworks display a few miles, away from me here, right? Like, down towards, I guess, what would it be? Hell, I don't know, the south end of town or whatever the hell it is. And
I don't know. We have Hell,
usually-
Michigan that freezes over every winter. So
But usually you'd hear them, right? Like boom, boom, bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang for like
boom,
20
boom.
minutes. The city would
Correct.
set off all their fireworks and then it'd be over for another year. But
yeah, I know the
Haven't heard a
things
thing tonight.
downtown. Yeah, sets up all their fire alarms.
so
And-
I don't know.
And
But
thank
it's
you for
No
joining
big deal, I
us,
guess.
Molecular Arts. Thank you very much
Hello.
for joining us. Hello. We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
Yep.
Hello,
Fabulous. Oh, there
molecular
I am.
arts. Yes,
Yes.
there you are. Hey,
And,
how you
and
doing?
thank you for joining us from the other side of the world.
Yeah, greetings from Hobart.
Well, with Carla, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hello.
Nice. So you actually live in Tasmania. I am so curious about this country. I've never heard anything about this country, except for what Spidey said tonight.
Well,
We're a
it's,
state of Australia.
it is the last. Were you the last state to join?
Oh, I don't know. Probably. Oh, well, actually, I think New South Wales might have been lagging because they wanted to have the national capital inside their state, and so if you look at the Australian Capital Territory, it's inside New South Wales. So
Yeah.
It is.
in the whole-
ACT.
And
ACT.
here's some
Yep.
more like gorgeous scenery.
that's right.
Is there water in those caves? 'Cause that
Yes,
first cave didn't. The first cave didn't look
Yes.
like it had water in it.
it doesn't, but some of them do.
Yeah,
This
that's
one.
awesome.
So you can rent kayaks or boats, or
Dude.
little motorboats,
Dude, you could literally have a real life GTA 5
and
cave experience.
here's the other cave here. So have you gone to the caves, molecular arts?
When I was a student in grade 12, in grade 11 and 12, I used to go caving. I was in the caving club,
So that's
and we
yeah,
would
I
Remarkable.
like
go all over Tasmania.
Okay,
Dude,
so
Wow, that's really
That
cool.
that
you've been here then.
that's an actual club, a caving club.
This is
Well, it was a club in my high
Oh.
school. Yeah,
Nude Gate Caves in Hastings.
What?
Hastings Cave. Mm.
Yep,
Oh,
Nude
look
Gate
at
Caves.
those stalactites.
Yep, stalactites come from the
Yeah.
ceiling,
Tights from the
Stalactites,
ceiling.
yeah.
Exactly.
and stalagmites
Or
G
from
for
the
grind.
bottom.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Case-
mud.
G from the
You
grind.
know how I remember that? Mud comes from the bottom.
Yeah, that's right. So that's
No, you're ground. It's stalagmite. I do the G this for the ground.
correct. Yes, that's what I thought I said.
Drought. Oh, I mean
Bogues.
draft.
Yeah, Bogues.
Yep.
Fantastic brewery. I love everything Bogues makes. In fact, Tasmania does not make a bad beer, in my opinion.
We make a lot of great beer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think all of them are fantastic. You've got
Depends how
Dude.
long you've been in the brewery.
Cascade Brewery, and this
I
is the,
tell you, I'm gonna either have to import
there.
some of that Tasmanian beer or go take a visit sometime.
So you must recognize that building, Molecular Arts.
Oh, sorry, just give me a sec. Oh, the Cascade Brewery. Yep.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
that's a brewery. So how many levels is that?
I don't
Is
know.
that like 5, 6
It-
stories?
It looks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus a chimney on top. But instead of going to the Cascade Brewery Molecular Arts, I decided to go to the Cadbury Chocolate Factory. It shows the chocolate
No,
factory.
no, I did not know that was in Tasmania. I thought that was in the UK.
They have one in Hobart.
Okay, learn something new every day.
Have you done the tour, Molecular Arts, of the?
I believe they don't do the tours of the Cadbury factory anymore because of the liability issues.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I do?
I'm not sure it was your fault personally, but
Spidey, I put a
Legal-
message in the chat.
yeah.
In the private chat.
Australia's very litigious, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Mm.
Canada's.
Canada has the same problem. America has the same problem. I think.
Everyone
Wait,
does
wait,
these
wait, 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 wait. Just because America and Canada are like basically sister
things.
countries.
Canada.
I didn't say you were identical.
Yeah.
I've been informed reliably that it's very offensive to call a Canadian an American.
And an American Canadian, yeah.
We're getting over that because I.
We
think a
are,
lot of
we are. We've
Canadians-
made progress over the
Canadians
years.
have more and more respect for Americans now. I think.
Yeah, I think what makes us mad is the fact that the borders ain't as open as they used to be. We could just
True.
used to be able to go to the border and say, hey, we're just going to visit for the day, right?
Yeah, driver's
Yeah.
license.
All you needed was a driver's license until 9/11 happened, and then everything changed, of course.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now you got to have like visas and passports. I'm like, what the hell's this? shit?
Yeah, I haven't even got a visa or a passport or whatever the hell I need because I'm not planning on crossing the border. I have no reason to at this point in my life because I've been to the States numerous times in the past. But yeah, it's very kind of sad. I remember the last time when we didn't need a visa because I don't. This was probably about 5 years before 9/11 happened. Actually, come to think of it, about 1997, my cousin and I drove to Seattle to see a couple of Mariners baseball games on Friday, Saturday that weekend, which were fantastic because they won
Yes.
both games.
Yes, they are.
They kicked the other
Mariners.
team's butts, which was nice.
Yes. With
But
Ichiro.
I'll never forget this. Growing across the border, it was the first time ever. They ask you the usual questions, right? Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But
what's
then
your
he-
purpose
then he-
of your visit, whatever.
But then he gets out, comes out of his little booth, by the side of the road with this long thing with a mirror on the bottom.
Yeah,
of it,
he's
right?
gonna look at the bottom of your car.
And he's looking under my cousin's vehicle for bombs or whatever. And I'm like, wow, this is
Are
really
you
getting weird.
serious?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even have our turbans on that day, right?
You had your Seattle hats on for
Oh
fuck's sake.
man, I mean seriously though, it just gets the point of being. I understand why it has to happen now, but geez, I wish it didn't have to happen. Let's put it that
No,
way.
it didn't, especially between
You know.
Canada, and the U.S. Man.
Well, the thing is, I mean, we've had a relationship for a long, long time, and biggest trading partners.
hundreds of years.
I think the only bigger trading partner you guys have in the States is probably China, and
No. I think we're still bigger.
well, no,
Are we still
actually,
bigger?
Yes.
I know we're like $1 billion
Yeah, no,
at
you're
least,
still
right?
bigger. You're bigger than China, and then I believe Mexico's bigger than China, just barely,
Yeah.
but just barely.
Okay.
In trade, yeah. Well, it makes
Yeah,
sense
so it's like
because, we're
it's
big.
like we have two democracies that trade back and forth because we, of course, import a lot of your goods up here too, right? Every day, so it's like a two-way system. I mean, it's basically the whole North
Right.
American
I mean, you look
economy.
how many 18-wheelers go back and forth on our border, right?
Oh,
Our
yeah.
northern
Hell yeah.
border.
What's the bridge in Ontario?
I don't know that one. I know you got the Detroit Windsor Bridge.
That's
then
the
you
one.
got the tunnel,
That's
and then
the one.
Yeah.
then we got the new tunnel that we're building.
And the
Yeah, I mean, I
Peace
don't know how many
Bridge.
millions of dollars in trade goes across the Detroit Windsor Bridge every
Per
single
hour,
day.
yeah.
Per hour, like it's
Tasmania
just
makes whiskey.
trucks, truckloads.
Huh. Did you,
Anyway.
molecular arts, I did not know that.
I didn't mean to hog the conversation. Sorry,
No,
Spidey.
no, it's all good, PvP. You're absolutely right. And I hope 5 days from now, I hope that everything is still, the borders are still secure and everything.
You know
is still
what?
well
Hey.
after the election, yeah.
If the American people got anything to say, it's going to be as secure as it's going to be, and ain't nobody building no walls.
Yep.
So
So I do enjoy whiskey molecular arts. So what's the name of the some of the whiskeys that Tasmania makes?
Oh, there's a whole bunch of distilleries around,
Wow.
but they're all good.
And Tasmania is also famous for lavender. I know that you guys grow.
Yeah, we have a really huge lavender farm out in the middle of nowhere.
wait, like the lavender flower?
Yes.
Yes,
Nice.
they use it to get the oils.
So does
Nice.
Victoria. Because they are similar, it seems, in climate, in my
Yeah.
experience.
So the lavender oils are they used in like cosmetics or something like that, or
Oh yeah,
perfumes, or yeah?
anything. Yeah, the aroma, anything that uses the aroma.
Okay, makes sense.
And,
Yeah.
and have,
Oh, that sounds very. It
Hmm.
could be very profitable, especially like here in the
It's
States. That's like a big
gorgeous.
thing. It's an awesome
Yep.
smell. Yes.
and it's gorgeous to go visit. If you get a chance to go visit a lavender farm, it was wonderful.
Yeah, I've never known they actually had a farm for that. So
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. So have you been able to go to Port Arthur Molecular Arts?
Not for a very long time, but I have. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely worth visiting. It's a very unusual place, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is. I was going to find a link to it. Hang on. Tasmanian
So is
lavender.
Port,
Here we go.
is Port Arthur is that in Sydney where the convict the people that they shipped out from the UK?
The convict. Yeah.
Oh, they were
from-
convicts.
yeah,
That's what they
well.
were.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it. That's what.
Did they come over on? PvP wants to know. Did they come over on Botany Bay?
No, I want to know. Did they land in Port
Island.
Arthur?
Off an island.
Erica. Port Arthur is on the Tasman Peninsula, which is on the east coast of
Okay.
Tasmania.
Okay, so that's not where a lot of the original people landed then. Okay.
But
The
they
very first
did
convict settlements were in Sydney, and I
Right.
think the
Right.
oldest ones were in Tasmania.
Oh,
My
okay.
Yeah.
my
So I was-
Oakley ancestors were convicts going back 5 generations.
Okay, so I wasn't totally off then.
No.
Well, okay, so you
Thankfully.
got Australia, which got made from a bunch of convicts. You got the U.S., which is a bunch of people that just got pissed off and said, "Hey, hold my beer and watch this."
They didn't want to pay taxes on their tea leaves.
Exactly. So we dumped all
Exactly.
their tea in the harbor. Yeah.
In the harbor, Boston Harbor. Yeah.
But yeah, Tasmania was gorgeous. I really enjoyed the walls of Jerusalem, which is fantastic hiking up more in the center of Tasmania. Have you done
Oh, I
any
know that's
hiking?
where they were taken.
Central
I know.
Highlands has a lot of beautiful lakes. It's very wild. The west coast of Tasmania, because Tasmania is in the roaring 40s, as we call it. So there's a lot of weather comes across the Indian Ocean. And so the west coast of Tasmania is very wild.
Oh, is that why you call it the Roaring Forties? You know why they called it here in the States? It's because that's when automobiles finally took off.
Right.
That makes sense. But yeah, no, roaring 40s as in trade winds. So you would
Yeah.
sail 40 degrees south, and then you would, the winds would push you eastwards, and you would end up hitting the west coast of Australia.
Does that have anything to do like with the same trade routes like the East Indian trading company routes used to take? That type of
yeah. So you head south to the, latitudes between 40 and 50 degrees south. You would head east because the winds would blow you pretty hard to the east, and then you would head north up to India.
Yeah.
And if you're unlucky, you would get marooned off the west coast of Western Australia, and you'd be stuck there. This happened to
yep, okay.
this happened to a lot of
So
Dutch.
is that how Queensland got founded?
Queensland's on the east coast.
Oh shit!
North.
See, I'm American. My bad. My bad.
It's okay.
My bad, folks.
No problem. And now, I had when I was there in 2001, and I heard stories that they had seen sightings of the extinct Tasman tiger. That
Tasmanian tiger is actually a
Yes.
marsupial, and it's believed to be extinct. Although it's one of those things that's like people claim to see it every now and then.
Oh, I
None
asked
of
you
it-
that earlier, Spidey, in the chat. Did you see any Tazes?
Yeah, not to be confused with the Tasmanian devil, which you see
The
as
Tasmanian devil
roadkill.
is real and it's extant.
The roadkill, like skunks up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You did say that. Yes, you did say that.
Yeah. But the Tasman tiger,
The Tasmanian tiger is believed to be extinct.
I hope it's not extinct. They looked incredible.
How
big
big? How big was the Tasmanian? How big was it?
Sorry?
How big was it? How big
How big?
was it?
How big was the
Yeah.
Tasman tiger?
About the size of a medium-sized dog, really. I mean, that's people confuse them for people used to confuse them for dogs.
Oh, okay. Like a 30-pound dog.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So when you say tiger, it's not like the kind of tigers we usually
It's
think
not a
of.
literal tiger. It's called a tiger
Because they're a little bigger than a
No,
than a
it's not.
dog,
It's
right?
not the things we see in the zoo. PvP. No.
No.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're not like.
It was nicknamed the
Here's-
tiger because it has stripes on its back. That's the main reason.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
But it's actually a marsupial. It superficially resembles a dog.
Okay.
You Google it, you'll see. You can find pictures.
Are the majority of animals down under
area.
there? Are they generally marsupials?
I think Australian mammals are pretty much unique because Australia, the way everything developed down there over the millions of years, right? So
But it
yeah,
seems like there are many marsupial.
Kangaroos
species
are
down there,
marsupials. Wallabies are marsupials. The Tasmanian devil is a marsupial. The Tasmanian tiger was a marsupial.
a
But we also have,
Koala.
have monotremes.
6 kilo. I'm sorry, I don't know metric.
What about platypus? Where do platypus fall in? 'Cause
Oh,
that's pretty unique.
that's a bird with a duck bill and some
It's like
other
15
things,
pounds.
and yeah.
Platypus is a monotreme. It's an egg-laying mammal.
Yes.
It's very strange. Very strange.
There are only 2 species of egg-laying mammal. One of them is the platypus. The other one is the echidna, which superficially resembles
I've
a
never
hedgehog.
heard of that.
Yep.
The what did you say? Echidna?
Echidna.
Okay, I've never heard
With
of
an
that.
E,
Okay.
spelled with an E.
It looks like a
with
big
the E.
porcupine.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. No,
Like a
thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. And yeah, I just
Holy
I
cow, a
saw rock
porcupine
wallabies.
egg layer. Holy crap, that'd be
Mhm.
fucked up here in the U.S.
Mhm.
There you go, echidna. And I saw rock wallabies while I was in Tasmania. I've got a picture of it here somewhere. So I think wallabies are just smaller kangaroo type things.
Yeah.
We have wallabies in New Zealand, and they're a pest.
They're a pest.
Yeah, there's a sign in the Waikato. You go over the mountain, and it says, "If you spot wallabies, call this number."
Oh, Brett Cohen says a pavlova is a New Zealand, not an Australian dish. Keep that weak
Yeah,
food
Aussies are always
fat
trying to
thing.
steal our
Get
stuff.
Oh,
fat.
you know, pavlova. That sounds Russian though to me, just for some reason.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Yes.
does.
And yeah, I gotta say, I had a great time with a buddy of mine from Launceston. We went up to the north coast to his girlfriend's cabin, and when the tide went out, we got oysters by the bagful. Just shucked them right
Oh,
off the
dude.
rocks.
Yeah, you can go out on the east coast of the U.S. and when the tide goes out from the Atlantic, yeah, you can go out and get oysters by the dozens, but you can put them, yeah, right there in your baskets, your bags, whatever you got, and yeah, you can do it right off the east coast of the U.S. too. So,
Fantasmia, and yeah, I'd like to go back. 2001. It's been a while, but Launceston probably hasn't changed. The Festivale is still the same.
It's still going.
Yeah, they pronounce the E instead of festival. It's festivale, and fantastic.
festival.
Yeah, yeah, lots of food and lots of beer. I remember, and I think the police looked the other way that day for open liquor, perhaps in public. They didn't give us any trouble. So that was
Well,
good.
hey, you know what? As long as they were looking the other way, no harm, no foul, right?
Exactly. Yep. And yeah, so and now I have to scram. Okay, see you later, Greek letters. Thank you so much for being here. Brett, okay.
That's why they was tucking. Oh, you got to scram.
Ooh, that's true. Brett Cohen has a good point. Do you know that Australia supported America under George Bush more than Canada
Oh,
did?
absolutely. Yes, I
More
did
than
know
Canada.
that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Australia
Yep.
supports the USA as much or more than
And
Canada.
that's why I love Australia, not just for ACDC or Men at Work or the Divinals, as PvP made me aware of. But yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, thanks, Molecular Arts. That's fantastic. That is an intriguing animal. I saw one at a zoo, and it's like a little cute porcupine.
It says it's related to the spiny anteater or something here. Like, I never would have realized that. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, they got a thing in Texas called an aardvark.
Ooh.
It's got like a 3 foot long nose with a tongue that comes out of it, and it sticks it down into these big old ant hives and just slurps up ants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it also has like a armored husk, if you will.
That's pretty
So-
cool. I'd like to check that out. And so,
And it's not only Texas, it's like Arizona, Nevada, you know, the desert states.
I was gonna have a bonfire tonight and tell some ghost stories around the bonfire, but it's been wet and raining all day, of course.
Yeah, it's been windy, like 50-mile-an-hour winds here in Michigania.
Not good.
You got rain. You got rain. Wow. No rain here today, Spidey.
No, we
You're not too
It's
far
good,
away. So
because
yeah,
my
that's
friend
weird.
accidentally shot the fireworks into the tree. So it's
That's
a darn
not
good
good.
thing no, it's not in British Columbia. It's not.
That's
Fun fact for my Canadian friends: where I live in Michigania, I learned that 70% of Canadians live farther south than where I live in Michigan.
True. Yep, Victoria.
Yeah, well,
Speaking-
most Canadians live within 100 miles of the U.S. border, I believe it was, from what I've always heard.
Victoria
Which, by the way,
reminds me of-
Canada only has a tenth of the population of America. So
True.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
have
we
what,
shouldn't
360
negotiate.
million? We have around,
360 million at last count.
we have
yes.
around 36. Yeah.
Yes. Although there they're pushing.
Although
pretty close to 100.
like 90% of ours are on the east and west coast. So
So I gotta ask you, uh, molecular
Here's my
arts.
friend.
Have you?
Oh, cool.
3D printed.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
That is fantastic. I was
Nice.
gonna ask you if you have any scary stories because I believe Port Arthur is supposedly the most haunted place in.
Yes,
Australia.
tell us some scary Tasmania ghost stories,
It's
everybody.
a
You got
scary
some?
place.
As a former member of Australian Skeptics, I'm probably the worst person to ask about these sorts of things.
Oh, well, you know what? The best stories are from the skeptics.
Although, when I was a kid, Halloween was never a thing. It's never been a thing in Australia. But now you see all the paraphernalia showing up in the shops, and so American culture starting to creep in down here. It's a bit of a worry.
It's the
well,
same
It's a
in Canada.
worry. Wait. Why is it a worry?
It's fun.
Well, American cultural hegemony.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the hegemony. Yeah, I get
Well,
it.
that's been an issue in Canada since I was a kid, so it's nothing new here. I can
Australians
remember when I was like 5, and we had so many American programs on our TV channel.
Same
I'd
here.
ask my mother, I'd say, "Hey, Mom, am I a Canadian or an American? Because I don't really know."
Oh,
That's true.
That's how much American
Well,
culture was everywhere.
Here's the question you need to ask yourself, PvP. Do you say Canada or Canada?
I say Canada because that's the
Well,
correct
there
way
you
to
go.
pronounce it.
Well, there you go. You're Canadian. So
That's how you can tell.
I just wanted to mention though, because the Halloween thing that Molecular Arts is talking about. When I was a kid in the 60s, it was for kids. You'd carve a jack-o'-lantern, you'd put some candles in it, you'd have the glowing pumpkin on the porch or whatever. You'd put up a few skeletons in the window, but it was not that big a deal, right? You'd get your little friends together, you'd put on your crappy plastic mask that you paid like 99 cents for or whatever. You'd get your pillowcase.
you get the mask with the rubber band that snaps after 2 times of putting it
Get the
on.
pillowcase and walk around and grab as much candy off your neighbors as you could possibly carry. And that was about it. Like adults never gave a hoot about Halloween. Back, there was no Halloween parties.
Well, no, I can't say that because
I
when I
can.
grew up in the 80s, I knew several parents that dressed up.
Yeah, well,
That had even better costumes than because they were homemade costumes than the store-bought shit they bought for their kids, okay?
Yes.
It was almost like a thing, right, in the hometown. What parent could outdo the other parent, right? So
House
yeah.
decoration.
It's only been, I'd say, in the last 20, even probably not even going back further than 15 years, where adults are starting to really go nuts into it, like covering their front lawns with plastic skeletons and werewolves and all that crap.
Oh, so
And,
you're finally catching up. Okay.
Well, I don't know if catching up the word.
No, I'm
but
fucking with you, but
it's like it was just for kids when I was growing up, and all through the 20th century, it wasn't really starting to get an adult thing until this century, as I say, in recent years. And now it's like adults are going bonkers for this
okay.
stuff.
I'll
seen-
tell you. I'll
seen
tell you.
displays
I'll
that have
tell it
like
like this.
$1,000
Yes,
worth
you
of
should.
ornaments on them, right?
I'll tell it like this.
Yes, you
Okay, my first kid was born in 2000. Okay, that means she's 24 years old. I'm raising a 12-year-old that was born in 2012. I can already see the difference, right, between people that had kids back when I had my first kid compared to these sap soft motherfuckers that are raising kids nowadays. I'm old school. I'm gonna be 49 years old in February. Okay, I'm gonna teach this kid. Do what you gotta do. Fuck the dumb shit. Do what you gotta do. Right. And I see all these helicopter parents, and all they do is piss me the fuck off. Like, how the hell you expect this kid to learn anything on their own if you don't let them go out and make a mistake or
Do
go
the
out and hurt
kids-
themselves?
Sci-fi. Do the kids still go out and walking around for Halloween?
No, they can't.
What do you mean?
They get CPS called on them if you let them do that.
What?
Kids need to
Child
have
pr-
adventures.
If you let your kids go out trick or treating, you'll get child
By
protective
themselves, if they're
services.
under a certain age, yeah, you get CPS called on you. Yes.
Wow. We used to do that all ourselves.
That's what I'm saying. I
At
used to
10 years
trudge down the
old.
side when I was 5, 6 years old. I used to trudge down the sidewalk, house to house, with my mom and dad in the car, coming, idling down the street next to me in the car. Yeah, you can't do that now. No, they got to be helicopter parents. They got to be everywhere all the time.
How about PvP? What about because you're not too far from me? Is Halloween similar to when you grew up? Or when we grew up?
I think it's changed a lot. I went to the grocery store after work tonight. I guess it was a little early. It was maybe around 6:30. So the kids probably weren't out, that early, I guess. And it was kind of cold out. But it doesn't seem like the door-to-door trick-or-treating for kids is like it was even 20 years ago. It's more like they'll have like maybe something at the indoor, hall or something where the kids can go and get all their candy and get together. And I think kids do get driven around a lot more by their parents in vehicles now. When I was a kid, no parents, no cars. We just walk around for like 3 or 4 hours with our bag full of candy, going door to door. And my friends and I would probably cover like 10 square blocks or something by the time the night was over. Like we'd just go all over the place, right?
You'd go all over the downtown and
Yep.
the
Same.
neighboring neighborhoods of downtown.
Yeah, no parent. Our parents didn't give a hoot what we did that
Well,
night. Just,
I lived in the
go
middle of
and get out of
nowhere.
get out of their hair for a couple hours, right?
Yeah,
Well, here's the thing, though. I live like 5 miles from town, so my parents kind of had to follow me, right? Because when I was done, they wanted me in the car, so they could get
5
the
miles
fuck
is a
home.
bit of a stretch, yeah.
Yeah, that's why they follow me. That's back in the 80s, right?
Yeah, because I had lots of neighborhoods around where I lived. I was kind of, within the city limits, so to speak, comfortably. So yeah, it was not an issue.
Right. So
But
a
yeah,
little bit of a difference, but not much, right?
well,
So
I think even within as I say, the last 20 years, even within city limits where there's lots of neighborhoods around where kids could walk, it seems like it's become more of an indoor thing. I don't know if it's for safety concerns. That's my guess.
Agent.
Because
dude,
a lot
I'm
of
gonna
parents are
I'm
paranoid
gonna
about,
tell you. I'm going to tell you right now, the difference between now and 24 years ago when my first kid was born, going out and doing all this Halloween shit. Back 24 years ago, okay, say they're 5, 6 years old. I could send my 5, 6 year old out back in 2004, 2005. I could send them down to the city center, let them go do their trick or treat. I wouldn't have to worry about them. Right?
Right.
Now we're in 2024 and I got a 12-year-old. Guess what? I can't let this motherfucker out of my sight because I can't know if some motherfucker's going to kidnap him, do something. Hey, I got candy. No, fuck that shit.
Yeah,
That's big difference between now and back then. And that's only from 2004, 2005 to now.
Well, hopefully it's a pendulum, my friend. Hopefully it's a pendulum and it swings. It's swing back the other way. That would be nice.
And like I said, I'm gonna be 49 years old in February, so I've been raising kids for damn near 30 freaking years. So yeah, I've seen the differences in the way kids got to be raised. I've seen the differences in what precaution parents got to take. I got grandkids, and I'm still raising a 12-year-old. Okay, so yeah, I know the differences, and it's not cool. I don't like the way things are going now.
Well, I don't know, man. They haven't changed here in my community. The kids still go out and they trick or treat just like they always have, but it's a small rural.
Right,
small
you got that
place.
small community. I live in a college town.
Yeah,
I got frat row. I got literally 2 streets side by side called frat row.
Right.
And trust me, I've seen a difference on that in the last 30 years. Okay.
Are you up around Lumbee, Spidey? Is that your area?
Lumbie's the near. Yeah, actually, there were fireworks in Lumbee tonight. And so
Okay,
a lot
cool.
of our friends went there. Yeah.
I imagine
and
it's
again,
still small town, right?
They still trick or treat there. They do.
Well, the thing with Lumbee is, I know Lumbee intimately from being a kid in the 60s because my grandparents lived there, right?
It hasn't changed.
So every Christmas, we'd go to the grandparents' house right on the edge of town, and they had this beautiful, big, old house, huge living room. Like, it was like 2 living rooms because my grandma had a woman's dress shop she opened during the war years. She was that ahead of her time, right? And she actually had a dress shop in the front of their house where she sold all kinds of fashions to the local ladies, right? And she had a good business going for, probably 10, 15, 20 years before she, decided just to, shut it down because she got, I guess, probably tired of doing it. But it was a beautiful old house. And every Christmas we'd go out there I can remember my cousin and I, we were so little, we'd crawl around on the floor playing with our Christmas presents we just got, right? That's how far back it goes. But there'd be like 60 people in the house. It was big family Christmas parties, and and it was a small town. Like you could probably, well, it wasn't totally small, but small enough where you could, walk around. It wouldn't take you like, 3 minutes to walk to the downtown kind of thing, right? That was a lovely little town, though. I hope it still is.
It's pretty much the same. And how about yourself, Molecular Arts?
Wait, Spidey,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get going here, so I just want to say my goodbyes. I want to say
Thank you
to Molecular Arts, Aaron. Thank you so much. I've never even met somebody from Tasmania. Thank you so much. That is so educational. Thank you, bud.
You're
That
welcome.
is so amazing. PvP, awesome to talk to you as always.
Yeah, nice to talk to you.
Spidey, take care, my friend. Love
Thanks
you.
for-
And Carla, we heard you from the get-go, Carla. I don't know if you can hear me or not, or if you're AFK.
I can
but-
hear you. I'm just
Yeah,
driving,
that was-
and I don't want you to hear me talk when I drive.
No, hey, you know what?
Driving it, drivers.
Live
Driving.
streaming driving. That's impressive.
Absolutely, driving is more important. Keep your eyes on them road, girl. But
Yeah.
I got to go.
I look at the
but-
ocean more than the road.
no, if you're from Australia, check out a show called Howzos. It's
Yeah, I'm not from
literally.
Australia.
Oh, you're not. Oh, well, okay, my bad.
But we get, you know what? We get Aussie TV all the time because they make a lot more TV than we
right.
do.
So
Yeah.
we're Carla. I got confused. Where are you from?
I live in Auckland.
Yorkland. Okay.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah, in New
Right.
Zealand. Yeah.
New Zealand. Oh, okay.
But I went to Australia like yesterday and the day before.
Okay, so check out a show from Australia. It's called Howzos. Check that out.
Do they renovate houses or something?
Yes, Housos.
Yeah, and if you go on YouTube and look up the castle and look up
Yes.
that, it's going straight to the pool room.
Castle.
Yes,
pool room.
Castle.
yes, I
can't say
will.
Pool room.
I absolutely will. Spidey, send me that link, and I will definitely look that up.
I will. You can appreciate the serenity.
Absolutely. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much. You've been amazing. Thank you to the chat. The chat is amazing. The panel is amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, very cool.
I got to dip out, though. Thank you so much, y'all.
Okay,
You
good
allow
night.
it. Good night.
Yeah, that's,
No, I don't want to stream this to my audience. I guess I just got kicked out of it.
that's funny. Yeah, we were having some
Oh,
very
guys,
strange.
come on.
There was some strange internet stuff going. I don't know if you caught that earlier, Molecular Arts, but we were having some weird stuff go on here.
No, I had to go to a fair.
Oh yeah, no,
Local
Yeah,
school was having the evening
You
fair.
popped up double a couple of times there, Spidey. Like two of you on the
That-
stream.
that was a freak. I don't know how that.
I have no idea why, but
Never happened before. And I was telling
That
the-
wasn't
I was
Bluetooth
telling the-
headphones trying to.
Now, and Aaron, I was telling the chat that my pictures from Port Arthur, for some reason, didn't turn out, and other pictures from Tasmania did, and it's not a digital camera issue because this was back with real film. Like I used film in 2001.
Old school.
I'd say there could be two possible reasons, Spidey. This is off the top of my head, so
ghosts.
take it all with a grain of salt, of course. Either it was ghostly presences that didn't want you recording them, or two, you just got a really shitty roll of film. I mean, there's always that possibility, right? You got a bad an old roll of film or something, and it just wasn't any good anymore.
That's
Just
that's
saying.
entirely possible. Yeah, and the sun in Australia is brutal on
Oh,
film cameras.
you don't want to open that when you're changing rolls in the sun.
Ooh,
Yeah.
and I would like to.
You have a bag. You have a little bag for your camera if you want to change your roll of film that you can
I did
put the camera in the bag and do it safely. Yeah, that's what I used to do.
Yes, it was a.
We're close to the ozone hole down here in Tasmania, so we get sunburned easily.
Ouch.
Oh, is that a real thing? Really? Wow.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
the ozone's still a problem there? Because it seems like up north here it hasn't been an issue for a number of years now.
Can you see the ocean?
In the distance.
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Just
Wow.
because it's not, it's getting dark, so you can't see it well, but
No, we
I
it's
can see it.
there.
Very thin blue strip along the middle of the
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, well, it's a harbour, but yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
I tell you, I hiked the walls of Jerusalem in February, molecular arts, and
Peak summer. Peak summer.
yeah, but the walls of Jerusalem, in February, I had every stitch of clothing in my backpack on, and I even had a small toque, a small beanie that I was wearing. Because
Wow.
it was cold.
See, Northern Hemisphere people won't. Northern Hemisphere people won't understand you saying in February, because we know it's super hot, right? But people where you live won't understand that it's peak summer.
Yeah, that should be hot, but
see, for us, February is like one of the coldest months in winter, right, Spidey?
Absolutely.
Like it's bone chilling time, right, in February.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to get across to people, that you're saying you hiked in February, and us in the Southern Hemisphere think, oh, Australia in February, no thank you, because it's way too hot.
Well, I found Tasmania, and molecular arts backed me up on this. I found Tasmania quite temperate.
Well, the climate is temperate, sure. But even within Tasmania, depending on the time of year, depending on whether you're like on the west coast or in the middle or on the east coast, you get very different climates. So the east coast of Tasmania is really quite dry. If you drive up there in summer, everything's browned off, very low profile country. But it's Tasmania is kind of a microcosm of the rest of Australia, because you can find a lot of different climates, different microclimates, and so on.
Yeah. I was surprised, and I guess I didn't make it too far west, other than maybe a couple hours west of Hobart, but
Strawn or somewhere like that, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but that is. But the
Strawn is on Macquarie Harbour. That's sort of the west coast, the western side of Tasmania is mostly national parks, and it's mostly temperate rainforest, which is not the same as tropical rainforest.
I would love to go see it. No, I love rainforest, temperate and otherwise. Actually, British Columbia has just north of me. We have
it sounds like our west coast here in BC, actually, because we're on the west coast of Canada, right, in British Columbia here, and all along the coast we have beautiful rainforests. And I'm guessing they would be classified as temperate, because I think the weird thing is, I think a lot of our climate in Canada and Australia, there are similarities in some areas, even though, there are great differences as well, of course. But
you're further north than we are south.
Yeah.
I mean, just to give you an idea, Hobart is actually closer to the equator than Rome, Italy is. That's how far north we are, relatively speaking.
Right. Wow. Yeah, because you're way. I mean, like Antarctica is way south of you guys, right? Yeah. Yep. So yeah,
long way.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
And I was going to ask, it's pretty cold to go diving there, and I was going to ask you if you had done any diving, because I dove on Eagle Hawk Neck and did some incredible diving, and
that's near Port Arthur.
Yes, it is, and that's a weedy sea dragon that we're looking at.
Oh, cool.
The weedy sea dragon. There's only 2 places in the world, my understanding, is to see the weedy sea dragon: Eagle Hawk Neck near Port Arthur is one place, and then somewhere in South Africa is the other. I thought it was, and it's an incredible. It's about a foot long, and it's basically, it's a seahorse, but it's a foot long, and it swims horizontally. Yeah, the weedy sea dragon, cousin to the seahorse.
Wow.
And yeah, so I did get a chance to do diving in Tasmania, and it is, and there's also kelp forests where the kelp towers are like 100 feet tall, 30 meters tall, and you're swimming amongst them, and it's like being in a forest underwater. So Tasmania has some of the most incredible scuba diving that's unique. It's not like the Great Barrier Reef, but it's very unique. And there's they pulled up a great white shark actually not far from where we were diving, which upset me. It was a great white shark. Yeah, it was. I've got a picture of it here.
Well, as long as you didn't meet him in person, we
didn't meet him
safe.
while we were down there. Fortunately, no. But it is here.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, this.
But I mean, I imagine it's not uncommon for great whites to swim those waters around.
Sorry, it was a mako.
Around there,
it was a mako.
Oh no, okay.
Still, mako sharks will eat a human if they feel like it.
I think I remember something in the last couple months where there was a great white caught off the BC coast. That actually, I think it washed up on the beach dead. Actually, come to think of it, but it was actually a great white shark, which is very rare this far north. Right? We don't usually get those up here.
That's right.
Because they get them more in California, I think, right down south. So
there's the shark there.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, that's after this picture was taken.
Wow.
I'm gonna let Carla. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello,
Hi,
Carla.
Welcome back. We were just looking at the weedy. Do you know what we're looking at there?
Is it a lobster?
A lobster.
It's a seahorse? Is it a seahorse?
It's a giant seahorse. It's a foot long, 30 centimeters.
Wow.
It swims horizontally, and it's called the weedy sea dragon, and it's only found in Eagle Hawk Neck, Tasmania, and South Africa.
Wow. Okay, cool. I've seen real seahorses. Yeah. They're tiny.
Tiny. This one is big, and it was amazing. And just after diving there, this is like the boat came up next to us with that. And
Flexing. They're flexing on you.
I don't mind reef sharks. Like I've swum with lots of reef sharks and even nurse sharks, but I don't know. Mako sharks, I think, have a temper, if I'm not mistaken.
Have you got a different pumpkin? I'm pretty sure is that the same pumpkin as you wore last year? Because it looks small. Last year's one looked smaller than that one.
No, same one.
Maybe because you were standing outside rather than sitting down.
I've been doing a lot of push-ups this year, Carla. I've just gotten
very
bigger.
Good. You tell all the girls that.
That's right.
So you're saying there's more room under that pumpkin because you're well toned now.
So, yeah, I wanted to. Sorry, Molecular Arts, if I cut you off. Did you say did you get a chance to go do any scuba diving?
I've never been scuba diving. No.
Oh.
My daughter has. In New Zealand, actually.
We had a question for Carla.
How far is Auckland from Papatoetoe? Oh, well, Papatoetoe is in Auckland. I used to live near Papatoetoe in a place called Mineriwa. But yeah, Papatoetoe is very close to the airport, and it's about a half-hour drive for where I am. So I'm on what you call the North Shore now, and but I used to live a 10-minute drive from Papatoetoe.
Wow. Okay. I thought that was a made-up place that they were typing in the chat.
They're making up because it's spelled Papatoetoe. So people would call Papatoetoe, but that isn't even the pronunciation properly. But it's just commonly called Papatoetoe.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, there's always. Oh, sorry, Carla. Go ahead.
That's right. No, I'm just saying. I was just having a joke. They'd say Papatootos.
Well, I always find it fun how when I'm talking to some of my American friends on here, and I try to tell them some Canadian names like Kelowna, where I am, and they're like, They're like, you know.
Mm.
So people just they can't wrap their mouth around the word, right? It's kind of funny.
We've got one in New Brunswick, a provincial park that I grew up next to. It's
Uh,
Kushibaquack.
what?
Kushibaquack.
Whoa.
Kushipaquack?
Kushibaquack. That's a real place.
Kushipaquack. Okay, I think
You
I
wouldn't
got it
pick up
not too
many
horribly.
girls. You wouldn't pick up
Oh
many
man.
girls telling them you live there.
Kushibaquack. Yeah,
Wow.
it's not far from Rishibukto.
I think you got us beat for weird names actually out east there. I mean, BC's got some weird place names, but I don't remember any quite that crazy, you know.
Well, Newfoundland, of course, has dildo.
Okay, did you know? Okay, so this is a bit of like there was a presenter. Did you ever see Rove when he's an Australian presenter? Rove,
I'm aware of
say hi to
I'm
your
aware
mum
of
for
him.
me. Okay, Rove. So Rove was really okay. So we the Rove show would be on in New Zealand, and then he thought it was great because we have place names that WHAKA. It's about like fucker. So you got papa, and all this sort of thing. And he just thought it was fantastic because he could just say all of these Maori word names and not get in trouble with the board, the broadcasting board.
That's cheeky.
Fucker papa, fucker tane.
Because it was actual real names, of course. Yeah, that's
Real
great.
names,
Yeah.
Yep. I saw for some reason I saw a rugby team doing the haka, and that's impressive. Before it was the All Blacks. I was in Australia. Was in Australia, and I was watching, and the All Blacks were playing. And when they do the big warrior display, that was incredible.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of famous for that, are they not? Like actually, like I've even seen videos. Yeah. They are impressive. Like they must scare the hell out of the other team. I gotta say, when they go through that,
go up and challenge them. Some of them walk up and they sort of challenge them because, like, basically they're saying "death to you, death to you." It's a war. It's a war. Like cry, don't they?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Rugby's a tough game, though. Wow.
I was gonna ask, does Tasmania have a rugby or a footy team?
Ooh.
Oh well. That's a complicated question because there are different leagues.
Uh-oh.
I mean, Tasmania is a Aussie rules football state, and we have our various local leagues, but we don't have a team in the national, like the Australian Football League, the AFL.
Right.
We don't have a team there.
I'm surprised.
Tasmania is a small place. I mean, the whole island's like 500,000 people. We're the size of a couple of suburbs in Sydney, basically.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But you're a full state, so you get full equal power, I suppose.
Yeah. So if I vote, we're a little bit like the US. So we have a Senate which is state-based, and so if you're a Tasmanian, your Senate vote is worth 10 times that of somebody living in New South Wales. But
Brett Cohen says no. Not equal. Tasmania is not equal.
But we have a Senate and we have a lower house, and the lower house is based on population, based on electorates, which are population based.
That sounds like.
What's the population in Tasmania?
Oh, it's about 500,000 roughly.
Oh, okay.
Might be a bit more now. But New South Wales is about 5 million or more.
It's about the same as New Zealand. They seem to track. I think Sydney, New South Wales seems to track. Oh, it could be Melbourne. I wonder how many in Victoria. Won't they have about 5 million as well?
It's shrinking because everyone's fleeing Victoria.
Oh, yeah, true.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Dictator Victoria is. Yeah, they have a terrible debt problem, and this is getting into politics, so I should shut up. But they have a terrible debt problem.
Do it.
My minor is actually in political science, and I do go into the politics as long as we keep it civil, which we are all adults here. We often do. Don't we?
Well, remember the other night we were talking politics. They're pretty good, right, Spidey?
but everyone respects each other, and there was no ill will. There was no emotion. Everyone was, I mean, there was some passion, of course, but everyone respected each other's opinion, and I really am proud of that so far on this channel, and if we could continue that approach, I'm happy to talk politics because again, it was my minor in university along with cultural anthropology.
Good night, Daniel.
Yeah, so those are my interests in life.
Good night, Daniel. I'm just saying good night to Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Daniel.
Yeah, we got a lot of interesting things politically going on up here in Canada too. Actually, molecular arts, like, boy, we got a lot of interesting things. But if you want to talk about what's happening there, down under politics, that'd be great. Like, I know really next to nothing about what's happening down there.
Because of the population, molecular arts, doesn't that mean per capita each Tasmanian has more political say?
In the Senate, that's true. But like I said, the other house, which actually makes the laws, it's based on electorates, which are based on population. So we have more saying. It's a bit like the US, where you have Congress and the Senate. So the Senate's a state-based.
So do you have like ridings at all in Australia and Tasmania?
I don't know what a riding is.
A riding in Canada, that's how we basically send people to the Parliament in Ottawa. It's like there's X number of ridings
like
in each
council,
province.
like a shire. They're called shires.
Well, they divide the political map into areas, right? Like everybody.
We call them electorates.
Yeah, we call them electorates. We call them electorates too.
Probably similar thing then, I'm guessing. So we have ridings, and the populated, like Ontario, Quebec have the most ridings, obviously, because they have the most people. BC comes in third. Alberta's probably next.
How do you spell it? How do you spell what you're saying?
Which word?
Right. It's because it sounds like rioting or riding, and I can't.
Riding.
It's like RIDING. It's like riding a horse, basically. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to go around the panel if we could, and PvP will start with you, and then go around clockwise. Try reading Susan Dolan's chat, please.
Okay, this looks interesting because I'm probably even going to fail this one. Oh, well, she's got. Okay, she must be. Where's Susan?
Saskatchewan.
Oh, well, Saskatchewan. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm not too familiar with Saskatchewan city names, but Susan says, if you think Canada has hard to pronounce names, try these. Maquoketa, Dubuque, and Wassipenacon. I'm taking a wild guess at those.
Holy crap, molecular arts.
I'm probably completely wrong.
I'm just guessing.
No, I think you're right. We have a linguist on our hands, folks.
I
Carla?
don't know Saskatchewan names too well.
Okay. If you think Canada has hard to pronounce names, try these. Maquoketa, Dubuque, and Wassipenacon. I don't
already
know. Sorry.
Okay, Susan Dolan, I'll give it a try. Maquoketa, Dubuque, and Wassipenacon. Yeah, that's our attempts. Dubuque, maybe Dubuque.
Those were challenging.
If it's Spanish, you'd pronounce the E, but hard to say.
I've never heard any of those communities, so that's my problem, trying to figure those out. Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's grown. I remember in 2001 it was around 25 million, 26.
Here, God.
Yeah, good night, Daniel. Good night.
Yeah. New South Wales huge.
8 million people. Holy shit. I think British Columbia is, what, 5?
It's around 5, I think, Spidey. Well, there's probably most of them are in the southern mainland, right? I think the Vancouver and suburbs is probably 3 something, maybe close to 4. And then there's maybe 1.5 million other people in the rest of the province, roughly. Yeah. because there's a lot.
Yep.
Let's put it this way: British Columbia is so large, guys. It takes up Washington State, Oregon State, and California. All three of those are so. We're so big, we can fit all three of those states within us and still have room left over. Let's put it that way. BC is a very big province.
Don't tell the Chinese.
But there's a lot. Thing is, there's a lot of empty room, right? There's a lot. Most people don't live up north, right?
Ixnay on the emptiness.
Oh, the Chinese. The Chinese been coming over here since Hong Kong when they had to get out of there when the British caved and handed
That's
it back,
true.
right?
They call it.
I remember that. I remember that distinctly. Hong Kong, rich Hong Kong families were fleeing Hong Kong and coming right over to here just to get away because they didn't want to, be caught up in the whole communist thing, right? So yeah.
Australia is the same. Australia is the same landmass as Northern America. Just like the United States of America, and they only have like 28 million people because it's
Crazy.
all desert. Because it's all desert. Like, is it 5%? And it's like New Zealand. Like, you guys are all deserts, and we're all mountains and forests, right? So basically, I think it's something like 5% of, and it may be in most countries, I don't know, 5% of the land, like 90% of the country lives in 5% of the land, which is basically the coasts. So that'd be Australia.
Most Australians live in cities.
Yeah.
We're supposedly we're the most urbanized country in the world because almost everyone lives in a city, and most of those are on the coast.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, well, there's only desert.
That's true. That's because of climate, though, right? Because most of Australia in the center is arid desert, is it not? A lot of it,
yes.
From what I've known, anyway. So yeah, it makes sense. A lot of people would live around the perimeter, on the coastlines, and cities make sense because it's just like here in Canada. I mean, Canada probably 100 years ago was much more rural than we are now, right? There's been migration into the cities going on for many decades now, and the only difference is we're not just on the coastlines. We tend to congregate within 100 miles of the American border, right?
True.
Because the climate is better south, right, than it is up in the northern part of the country.
They have cherry Coke.
Well, yeah, okay.
They do.
Oh man, but you know what I mean. It's kind of
Cheap
similar in
gas.
a weird way, right? But it makes sense, right? You go where the living is good, so to speak, right? Don't you?
That's true. That's true. And I'm just going to read Brett Cohen's comment. He says, "Follow all the lower parties. The conservative government has now defunded to keep money in their pockets." Well, that's politicians. They do.
I'm not sure what's happening with that comment, but oh well.
Yeah, Molecular Arts. Would you mind reading this one from our friend Susan Dola?
I'm from Iowa.
Okay.
Those are Indian names, except for Dubuque, which I think is French. Carla got Wapsispendacon right. It's a river I live near, and it flows into the mighty Mississippi River.
Oh,
Fantastic, Susan
cool.
Dola.
Never knew that. Well, I learned something tonight.
Iowa.
I got one right.
Yeah, I'd love to get to. Hey, Iowa's where Captain Kirk is from, Susan Dola.
There you
And
go.
William Shatner. Did you see he put a tweet out on X today? Did anyone?
Oh, did
see
he? I missed it.
Did anyone see it?
No, I missed it.
He said William Shatner's tweet today was, "My daughter just messaged me asking me if I'm okay. She saw that I had died
Yeah.
on social media, and he said, I assure you, I'm still alive."
That's probably the fifth time he's died on
Rumors
social
like this
media.
have been greatly exaggerated.
Exactly.
Yeah, good old Mark Twain. Yeah.
And our friend Disney Sheepherder had responded and said, "I knew you were okay. I felt no disturbance in the force. I need a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi."
Is that not a bit of an insult to Trekkies though? A disturbance in the forest. Come
I
on now.
Well, no,
Just saying.
it is. he's but William Shatner loves poking fun at Star Wars fans. So
Oh
it's
well. Okay.
tit for tat.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
okay.
that.
It's all in good fun. It's all in good
like-
fun.
It's like joking back and forth with your friends, right?
Completely, absolutely.
Got it.
That's
Cool.
right.
Got it. Yeah.
In fact, I think even I don't really agree with Mark Hamill's political opinions, but there's even video of him and William Shatner, I believe, having a bit of back and forth in person.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I don't think I'm making that up. I think
How
I
old
saw
is
that.
Mark Hamill? How old is Mark Hamill?
10 years older than me.
Is he 60?
Oh, God, he looks older than that, doesn't he?
I think he's
Yeah,
William
well, let's see.
'Cause William Shatner's
77.
like 90.
Star
Including
Wars was
Alaska.
77, so he must have been in his 20s when he did that in 77. So he's got to be, I'm guessing, late 60s, early 70s, roughly.
Wow.
Because
I would
like
guess.
Shatner's 90
Surely
and he
Joe.
looks, or 92, and he looks amazing.
92, yeah.
I think he's still 92. Yeah, he must be coming up to his 93rd birthday soon, I'm guessing.
Oh.
One of these months.
Waxy Pentacon.
Susan Dolan says, guys, it's pronounced
Oh, my.
Makokada. Oh.
Makokada.
More.
Makokada.
Is it, can you, no.
De bike.
You need to put all caps
bike?
on the emphasis.
That's
De bike?
de bike.
Oh, de bike.
De bike.
Okay. I said Dabuki.
I know. That's
Look away.
Yeah,
Whoopsie
fun.
Pentacon. Well, I can say that at least.
That's
Obviously,
fun.
Pentacon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
boy.
folks, we are over 2 hours, and
Uh-oh.
it is approaching the wee hours of the morning. I'm just about Halloweened out. But thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Still
did not
daylight
ex-
here.
I did not expect
Yeah.
to have an actual Tasmanian.
Yeah, that's very cool.
How long would it take you to get to Port Arthur if you left right now?
Oh, less than an hour.
Okay, folks, we're going to reconvene in 1 hour live from Port Arthur.
No, we're not. We're going now.
It'll be dark. It'll be dark by the time
It'll be dark by the time I got there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect! It's ghosts. That's perfect time, actually. Okay, well, thank you so much for
Hey,
being
I didn't
here.
even hear one ghost story today. You said you were going to do a ghost story.
No, we talked about the hauntings of Port Arthur and the
Oh.
Blue Lady and the children.
The bouquet.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I have to go
I don't
back
have
and
a
listen
ghost.
to it.
I don't believe in ghosts. I don't have any ghost
No,
stories.
neither do I, but I thought you were going to tell a cool one.
Yeah.
I did. I told you about the 10 white ghosts that fell in the
Yes,
mud
you did.
bowl.
Your dirty joke. Thank you. It's the only dirty joke you can say around me. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, never seen a ghost, unfortunately, so I have no stories.
Yeah, no, we, Dubuque. Oh, Dubuque. Dubuque, not Dubike. Dubuque.
It's not Dubuque?
Nope, it's Dubuque. Okay, that makes sense. It sounds French.
Okay.
No, Mark isn't 93. William Shatner's
No,
92.
Shatner is
Yeah,
92.
No, Mark isn't. All right, Carla, do you have anything you
Oh,
want
boy.
to promote, or what are you doing in the next little while, or where can we see you again?
I was going to show you my shirt that I got from somewhere, but no. I don't know.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, I just stream with Epion. We're watching on your Sundays we're watching Farscape. I've never seen Farscape, so
Oh,
right.
Farscape
Okay.
is great.
So
I love Farscape.
we stream watch it, or what do we watch stream it? Stream?
Are you doing like a live stream or?
Yeah, whatever you call it when you watch it.
Are you doing like Cosme?
Yeah,
Cosme
Watch a lot.
So if you go to Epion's YouTube channel, on he puts up Farscape, and he puts a link for the Cosme so you can watch it.
Oh, jeez, I'd love to join that. But
yeah,
what's the link? Do you have a link, Carla? You could put in the private
No,
chat
you-
or
if
something?
you-
or-
oh yeah, I can put Epion's channel up, and then
That'd be great. Yeah, please do.
Yeah, please do.
And and then we've been doing Theodos. So we just talk about our like favorite movies that we love, but maybe not everybody else loves.
Oh, I have a few of those.
Like Ish.
I have a few of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
You
thanks
just love
so
what
much.
you love. You can't help what you love, can you?
And Carla, thank you for taking over the show when I disappeared and had that weird ghost.
I know,
I
I'm
ghosted
so
out of my own
reserved
show.
usually. I'm so reserved and quiet. Hey, don't laugh. My children.
I want to thank you, Molecular Arts, for being here tonight, all the way
That's very
from
special.
Tasmania.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool.
It's been fun.
Yeah, And where are you gonna be next? Where do you think we'll bump into each other next?
Oh, thanks, Miss Kegel. Sorry.
I just want to ask Carla, have you?
Oh, sorry, was that to me?
Yeah, I was just wondering, where do you think are we gonna bump into you somewhere else or around the go or?
Oh, yeah, I'll certainly show up in the chat when I see you.
Fantastic. Well, you're welcome on anytime.
Yeah.
You're absolutely welcome on anytime. I appreciate and you know what? Maybe even if I do Australia again, I might try and convince you just to co-host, just you and I. We'll see about that.
Yeah. Come down, I'll buy you a beer.
Oh, you're on. You're on. Tasmania has no bad beer as far as I can tell. And PvP.
True.
Wait, yeah, I know you stream with Jill.
Yeah. I was going to mention Jill is doing her Friday morning stream tomorrow, as she usually does. I think it's around 9 o'clock my time Pacific. So I think she's on 11 Central, which is her time down in Texas there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's doing the last of the Harry Potter movies, I think, tomorrow morning, if she's still on schedule. So yeah, anybody interested in Harry Potter, go ahead, check that out. Jill's always got quality streams. She has generally very knowledgeable, interesting people on her panels, and she does a lot of homework. She puts a lot of work into her channel. So yeah, definitely check Jill's channel out.
She's a big friend of the channel, possibly one of the very first YouTube friends that I streamed with.
That's how I met all of you guys. I think it was through Jill. I think Jill's the first person I discovered from just watching her channel, and then I got to meet lots of other people through her, right? So yeah, Jill's kind of like a hub channel, I think, in the community personally.
I'd agree to that. And you got it, Brett. That's awesome. Everyone. All right, well, thank you for being here. And
oh, did Carla finish that link yet?
Wes Kegel put it in. So if you follow Appion, if you click on that and you just follow Appion later on.
This might be it in the public chat. I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, I just want a quick question, Carla. Have you ever watched any Farscape yet, or are you just going to watch the first one?
We've watched. I'll tell you what. We've watched. I think we've watched 9 episodes.
Okay.
Of the first season, and we've had Pop because none of us have seen it. Well, yeah, none of us have seen it except Pop, who's watched it a lot of times, and he's awesome because he's like the wiki. It's like having a living wiki. Hey, Pop, why did they do that? Pop, what? It's really funny.
Oh, I'm a huge Farscape fan personally, Carla. I've watched the show probably 3-4 times all the way through, and it's a fabulous show. And I gotta say, if you think the ones you've seen up to episode 9 are good, you haven't seen nothing yet. Just wait till you get around. You get to around episode 15 or 16 when they bring another main character in, and it really takes off. By the end of season 1, it's really flying. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice to know. It's just been it's hard work on your brain when you don't understand anything that's going on, and but Pop has been amazing. He's just lovely.
I'll have to try and check that out. When are you guys going to be doing another Farscape, by the way?
I think he's got. If you go to his channel and you go to the live, he's got the next one set up on the date that we're going to do it. Okay,
I'll try and pop in to Cosme and everything then and watch it with you guys because it's really good. And Farscape's a challenging show. Like often it'll give you a plot twist that you're not expecting, which is one reason I love the show so much. And the characters are great. And you got Rigel, right? You got Rigel the 14th or whatever, which is hilarious. So
the puppets are amazing, or Muppets, or
sure is.
Very well done. Henson's Creature Shop really outdid themselves in the series, I think. Yeah.
Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Bye. It was good, guys. Have a good one.
Creatures. Excellent. And on creatures.